Bronny James, baby. 4 straight games now. 16, 16, 30, 16, I believe it is. But it's not about the points with him. He's trying to just develop his all-around game. This last game, he was a dime dropper, dropping dimes all over the place. Hit the cutter with a no look on one of them for the dunk. Young man is smoothing his game out, isn't he? So, as far as cheat codes go, in my book, what a cheat code is just something that accelerates your game in a short amount of time. Gives you something new, or it will give Bronny something new to work on, something to focus on, to add to what he's already working on. Never try to do too much too fast, just little by little. My estimation is he's been working on his handle. It's much improved. He is working on setting up screeners. He's also working on ball distribution, getting teammates involved, getting them touches, getting them activated. The more teammates get activated, the more he can activate. It all works hand in hand. It's all meshed together. So, for this installment, what I'm going to do is show a little video. This video right here. Now, I don't know what the rules are for using video. I see a lot of people saying fair use and all that. I don't know what it is, so what I'll do is I'll just drop this video and see what they say about it. If they have anything to say. I'm just trying to pass some knowledge here. This video it's a game. It's an NBA game, actually. It's Lakers against Memphis. Late in the game, you have Bronny matched up with Yuri Wakamura. Hope I pronounced his name right. 5'8" guard for Memphis. Very strong, very compact, explosive player. Can do it all on the offensive end. Very elusive. A good arsenal of shot creativity and also ball distribution. So we have Bronny matching up with him. And the reason I'm showing this clip is this is excellent defensive technique by Bronny, considering his stage of development. He has great body posture, knees bent. I love the way his hands are positioned. And he's very aggressive, which is what I really get into, the aggressive nature. Now, what he does is he gets a little too handsy. Puts his hands on right at the beginning, puts his hands on them, depending on what kind of mood the referee's in, or which referee it is, they'll call a foul for putting hands on people. So you don't want to just use that as your MO, especially as a young rookie. You can't get into people like, say, Gary Payton II, who currently is my favorite defender by a long shot. You can't do like Gary. Gary just puts hands on you, he'll headbutt you, he'll wrestle with you, and the ball's not even in bounds yet. He's gangster. But so with Bronny, he puts his hands on him initially, but then he has very aggressive slides. He's trying to locate where the screen's coming from. You don't have to get screened. It's just a choice. You want to get screened, you can get screened. That's a big thing in the NBA. You know, they hunt matchups and they just get screened. They allow themselves to be screened. Sometimes players don't even set screens. They'll just run past you and you just give them the switch that they're looking for, which to me is kind of ridiculous. We have Bronny sliding, and then they go one direction, come back the other way. Bronny sticks with him. Very aggressive. Now, one thing where Bronny gets in trouble is he'll be in a defensive stance and he'll slide, and then he'll come out of his stance and kind of be upright, and that's where guys usually always turn the corner on him. They can get to the basket on him when he comes out of a defensive stance. So if he just stays in a defensive stance and is aggressive like he is in this video, then the ball handler will have to try and figure something else out. Now, one thing at the end of the clip, they called the foul on Bronny. He got his knees too much in to Wakamura. Too many knees, hands, and then of course he comes out of his stance. The whole idea is to stay in your stance and never let people turn the corner. He definitely is athletic enough, quick enough, and he's starting to get some edge to him, which is a wonderful thing. Cheat code. This is something, with cheat codes, he can absolutely watch this, or somebody can watch it, pass it on to him, and can immediately make the adjustment. This is a crucial adjustment. So going back over it, not too much hands, stay in your stance. He has beautiful stance technique. He's aggressive. When I talk about defense, I say it's kind of like if somebody slapped you in the face and took off running and you want your get back. You're not going to jog passively. You're not going to do the old NBA trot. You're not going to do the old Laker backpedal. You're going to take off on that person and try and bash their head in or whatever you're going to do. But that's the kind of aggressiveness. It's kind of predatory. You're trying to establish yourself with intensity. You're not going to let people screen you. Of course, you're not going to run through screens. We're not doing that. But you don't want to get screened. You want to, what they say, get your foot over the top of the screen. We won't get too deep into that. It's, for right now, as far as the cheat code, is just about the aggressive nature, the form of the stance, the quick sliding of the feet, not giving up anything, and not letting them turn the corner. So you stay in your stance, you don't come out of it. You stay in your stance, don't let them turn the corner, and make them do something. So, but the whole point of showing this clip is to show primarily the aggressiveness that Bronny had in this instance. It's a wonderful thing. That, and the reason I show it is because that is what you're looking for. And you can show several clips of Bronny where he's nowhere near as aggressive. He comes out of his stance, and he also sometimes he doesn't finish the play. When you finish play, you finish it all the way out until you get possession of the ball, and then it's on to the next. We're not going to deal with the next and all that. We'll just stick with this. But you finish the play. The play is done when you get the ball back. So kind of like boxing, where they say protect yourself at all times. That's a real thing. Protect yourself at all times. In basketball, you have to stay ready at all times. You don't come out of your stance. You don't stand and watch. You don't just, you get a little 2 seconds of defensive activity and then you just stand and you're just standing upright like you're at the mall hanging out or something like that. You always want to be ready. There's always something going on. There's always something that can happen. And then you use your instincts and your skills and react to whatever situation is going on. Also, in reference to, say, someone smacking you and taking off running, that's how you also operate in transition. When you're getting back on defense, you fly. You don't jog. You don't get into what I call the fuddy-duddy activities and kind of like, oh, you got it? Okay. No, it's not that. You get busy. That's where the money is. That's where all the opportunity is. That's where most people give in. They just let things happen. Oh, they got it. So I'll just kind of hang back, look around. If somebody else is hanging back too, then you kind of like, well, I'm just doing what he's doing. Do you want to stand out or do you want to just be like everybody else? The action is getting back, flying back on defense. Looking for the play, looking for the stop, looking for the action. Okay, so that is the cheat code right there. This defensive stance doesn't sound like much, but it is huge as far as development. It'll take Bronny's game to a whole new level if he gets into this aspect. And there's many more steps. There's so much to the game, but this thing is really important and it will definitely accentuate and add to whatever defensive prowess that Bronny already has. The play's never over till it's over. One more thing that I saw, well, when I was watching the highlights of Bronny's latest game, which was on the Slam YouTube channel, I happened to go into their archives and I saw a video. It was called LeBron James Watches Bronny and Bryce Ball on Older Competition. Has a little over 10 million views. And so I opened it up and I thought it was really interesting. Young Bronny's out there and I'm looking at his handle. His handle is unbelievable. And part of it might be because he's close to the ground. He was short back then. But I also look at his technique, how he's putting it on the ground. And this young man is just moving. He's moving. He's shifty. He's unpredictable. He's making plays. You don't know if he's going to pass. You don't know if he's going for the layup. You don't know if he's going to stop on a dime and pull up on you. And he has that young boy swag. There's only one thing in his mind, and it's basketball. All that other stuff that, when you get older, that enters into the frame, he's not dealing with any of that. His game is, if you watch the video, is pure. There's no hitches in his shot. There's no, his handle is beautiful. He's just out there flowing. I understand it's edits and all of that. You're not seeing everything, but that's the beauty of it, is that Bronny can actually go and pull this video up and watch himself when he was a young man and look at what I'm talking about. He doesn't move like that now. He's added so much bulk and muscle. He has a lot of weight on his shoulders just from all the people and their opinions. And it's understandable. I like now that that Bronny is barking. He's starting to give some of it back. You know how it is, you pull up for a shot and somebody, oh, hell no. With all that, he's draining and he's giving it back to him. But if he goes back to this video, you can see the purity in his game. the focus, the determination, and he is having immense amounts of fun. He's doing what he loves. His technique is beautiful, and that's something that if he were to do any comparisons, it would be comparing how he looks now as far as the simple things, how he passes, how he dribbles, how he runs, how he does layups. He can actually explore how he felt at the time he was doing it, where his mind was at, what kind of things he was into, and see if he can incorporate any of that from his youth into what he's doing now. Sometimes it takes going back and looking at how you used to do things, and you can find it and make adjustments to what you're currently doing. It's not, what you're currently doing isn't always the best way of doing it. A little tip, that's what's going on with Draymond Green's recent ascension in his three-point shooting. I won't give the whole secret away, but that has something to do with the purity in his shot now, which is back. Back to Bronny. Very impressive run that he's on. Don't hear a lot of talking like we were hearing just 2 and 3 weeks ago. He's putting things together, and it's, once you move to another level, you don't regress. You go there and then you add, go there and add. That's what he's doing, and it's working. Can he keep it going? That's the question. Let's ride.